By the way, what did that loss to Tommy Fury do to you personally? Because I remember talking to you before the fight, and you say, "Hey, look, everyone wants me to fight a professional fighter. You fight the professional fighter, and then you lose to a guy." Now, I'm just going to quote you in your words, who's not very good when when asked about Tommy Fury as a fighter. So, considering that, what did that loss do to you personally?
Yeah, look, I think Tommy proved me wrong. I think before the fight, the performances that he had shown, I didn't think he was very good. And then he had an amazing performance on that night. And so I do think he's good. He's earned my respect. And the loss, really, I thank Tommy because it made me double down on my conviction for the sport. It made me, I believe I was cutting corners. When you're knocking people out all the time, making tens of millions of dollars doing it, you're not going to be as committed to the sport. Like your ego is going to be too big. You're going to, cut corners. And that's really what I was doing. And so after this loss, it made me realize and reevaluate and get rid of those things that I was doing to cut these corners and to bring in a better team and double down. And it's made me hungrier than ever.
Just recently, and you know this, your guy KSI announced that he's fighting Tommy Fury October 14th, and he put on their quote, "I'm going to do what Jake Paul couldn't do," end quote. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think it's funny that I'm like the staple of that whole entire promotion. Like everyone talking about me has my name attached. And that it's all to, prove something towards me. That just shows me like how deep into his head I live rent free. It's funny. But also at the same time, like respect to him for taking that fight. I didn't think he would ever fight someone who is actually good. I thought it was all talk. But he's going to get knocked out. He's going to get knocked out. And I truly believe that. And, but he's going to try. He's going to try. And people love to criticize, everything that anyone does these days, but at least KSI is trying. He has the balls to step in there. And after he loses to Tommy, I'll fight Tommy and I'll fight KSI. Both fights still go on.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you this. You beat Nate Diaz. What's next? Is it KSI? Is it Tommy Fury? Is it Conor McGregor?
I'm gonna sleep Nate Diaz in a vicious way and reevaluate after that. But I'm focused on Saturday for now.
Listen, you graced the cover of Sports Illustrated. And Jake, you did it basically the week before one of the biggest fights of this generation, Spence and Crawford. What does that say about Jake Paul?
Man, I guess it's just like a nodding, like a tip of the hat. I don't know, it's pretty surreal, but it shows the reach and the impact I'm having on the sport and how big it is, how big what it is that I'm doing has become. And I didn't think it was it's surreal to me. It's crazy to me. And it's all happened in 3.5 years. So it doesn't make any sense. But at the same time, this new digital age that we live in, that's how things happen. Content is king, and that's the most important thing. And numbers matter more than anything.
And I love one of the things that I was reading the article you talked about. You said, "I've done more for the sport than any boxer in current history." Expound on that for us, please.
Yeah, look, there's no boxer alive right now who's done more for the sport than I have in terms of paying fighters, fighter pay, women's fighting, helping young fighters, having a most valuable prospects whole entire card. The list goes on and on. My foundation opening up gyms and inner cities. The list goes on, and there's not a single other fighter who's doing even a tenth of what I'm doing.